Hi there! Well, welcome to my 2015 favorites video. I really look forward to recording this each year because it gives me a chance to go back through all of my monthly favorites from the prior year and pick out the items that really stood out to me, the ones that I feel like were really special, the new items in my collection that I found myself using a lot and that I can see myself repurchasing in the future. I am going to be breaking this video down into two parts. So today's video I'm just going to talk about all of my beauty product favorites, and in the next video I will talk about my lifestyle favorites. So today I'm going to be mentioning some products that I really love from the makeup category. I've got skin products, hair care products, and some nail products as well. Okay, so to kick off this category of my beauty product favorites for 2015, I'd like to start with makeup. And when I was going back through my monthly favorites for this past year, I realized I did not purchase a lot of makeup this year. That being said, I did have a few things that I bought that have become new loves that are really important parts of my makeup routine and things that I really rely on. So a really good place to start with that is a new blush favorite. This is one that I have definitely mentioned throughout the year. It is one that I really feel like if I could only have one blush in my collection, I believe that this would be it. It is so versatile for me. This is the Hourglass Ambient Blush in Luminous Flush. It's a really beautiful warm pink color. It does have just the tiniest bit of subtle shimmer to it. Not anything that's going to look chunky or glittery on your skin, but it gives it a really beautiful sheen, especially in the sunlight. But this is a color I find myself just reaching for over and over again. It goes really well with so many of my favorite lip looks. It's just become a really versatile, important part of my makeup collection. It is something I will definitely repurchase, and I love it. It just has become really reliable for me this past year, and I'm really, really happy to have it. And speaking of products from Hourglass, another product from them that has become a part of my everyday beauty routine, this is my new favorite setting powder. This is the Hourglass Ambient Powder in Dim Light. This gives me just a little bit of subtle warmth. It's not as warm as a bronzer would be, but it does give me a little bit more color and warmth than a traditional setting powder that matches my skin tone would be. This also has the very faintest bit of shimmer to it, not as much as the blush, but it does have its just own little bit of healthy sheen that it gives your skin. Again, something that's a little bit more obvious in the sunlight, but this is a powder I would not want to be without. I had the palette, and this was the color that I used up first, so this is what I repurchased. It's just something that I go through quite quickly, but I absolutely love it. It is a new holy grail product for me and something that I was really excited to get this year. Okay, I have a few more things. I have a couple of eye products here. So I mentioned to you earlier in the year that one of my favorite eyeshadows is from the Urban Decay Naked Basics 2 palette. It is the color Cover, but you can't buy that color individually, but it was something that I really missed. It was an eye look that I found myself wearing quite a bit, especially when I wanted something really easy and simple. So I went on a mission to kind of find a couple of colors that would be dupes for that I could buy individually. The first one that I came across was Urban Decay Tease. This one has been a pretty close dupe. It's a little bit cooler than Cover is, but very similar in tone, and I like the texture of this one as well. And then the other color that I came across is Makeup Forever. This is matte number 548, and it is a little bit warmer of a color. Both really versatile. They look very, very similar when they're next to each other, but when swatched, they are just a little bit different, but they are, again, really reliable colors that I can pair really well with this type of blush, this lip color that I'm wearing, things that I like to wear often. I know this is a eye look that I can reach for and just have a really quick and easy look, and so those have been a couple of colors that have really stood out to me this year. They're just sort of like workhorses in my collection. Okay, so let's move on to a few new lip products. I think there's actually 3 of them here. So the first one is a product that I didn't purchase. This is something that came with the Sephora birthday gift this year, but it's something that I've really fallen in love with, and I am wearing it today. This is Nars Rikugien. This is their lip pencil. This is from the satin category. I just really love this color. I think this would be flattering on so many people. It's just a really nice neutral pink color. It's got a good feel on the lips. It goes on very smoothly. It doesn't doesn't dry them out. It's really easy to apply because it is in this stick format, and I just really loved it, and I was really happy to get this in the gift, especially since I didn't have to pay for it, but I would repurchase it because I do love it so much. All right, another lip product is not a lip color, but it is a lip treatment that I mentioned I purchased in the Sephora, I think it's the VIB sale, the one that comes out in November. So this is the Clinique, let me get the name right here. This is the Clinique Repair Wear Intensive Lip Treatment. I have really come to love this recently. It doesn't have any color, any fragrance to it whatsoever, but it is a really nice lip balm when you don't want any color on your lips. You just want something very nourishing. This has a really good feel on the lips. It's not too thick. It doesn't have too much slip. It's just a really, really comfortable lip product, and it gives me a great amount of moisture on my lips. So I've been keeping this in my purse at all times and been applying this often, and I really, really love it. All right, another product that is new to me, I think this was a purchase that was earlier in the year, but it's become a part of my everyday beauty routine, is the MAC Match Master Concealer. This is in number 1.5. This is a really great concealer because not only does it cover my under eye circles really well, but it also has a nice creamy consistency. So it doesn't settle into my lines, it doesn't emphasize any lines, but it also is just really nice and creamy and hydrating. I tend to get really dry and sometimes scaly in that inner eye area, and this doesn't emphasize that in any way. It just keeps that skin really comfortable, and I think that they also have a lot of really good shade matches. There's a nice range with this. So 1.5 is the perfect color for me. I am wearing this today, and you don't have to do anything special with it. It tends to warm up with your body temperature quite nicely, so I'll apply it right from the stick and then just pat it in with my ring finger. It blends effortlessly, and as I mentioned, it just gives a really natural look to my under eye area, but does a very good job. So this is something I would definitely repurchase and happy to have. I do have, actually, I'm sorry, I have one more lip product that I forgot about. Actually, I'm lying. I have two more lip products and I think that's it. Okay, so the other one was a Back to MAC that I got this year. It's a lip color that I really fell in love with and wore quite a bit over the summer. Again, with this Luminous Flush, there is a pattern here. I wore this all year long. So this is MAC Fanfare. I wanted this color for such a long time, and when I finally had enough for Back to MAC, I knew exactly which color I would get. It's just a really pretty bright pink. I would say it leans a little bit coral. Let me go ahead and swatch this for you. But it's just such a pretty pop of color. I think this would be great in both spring or summer. Not that you have to limit yourself to wearing it that time of year, but it's just the color that I kind of think of when I think of that time of year. And so I really, really loved that and wore that quite a bit this year. And then my one final lip product, and I won't go on and on about it because I talked about it so much this year, but Bite Agave Lip Mask. This has been my new nighttime go-to lip treatment. This works better than anything else that I've used. I was a dedicated Chorus lip butter user, and while I still love that product, this I find just does a better job for me. It really keeps my lips hydrated throughout the following day. I have not gotten any flaking or peeling or cracking of my lips, which I typically would as we dry out a little bit this time of year. This is a fantastic product, and this is my second tube. It lasts a really long time. I think my first tube lasted this full year, so a little bit goes a long way, but it's a really good product and it is worth a little bit of splurge. My last two makeup favorites are in the eye category. The first one is something that I would be remiss if I did not mention in this favorites video. This is the Anastasia Brow Pomade. This has changed everything about my brow routine, and with it, I love the little comb and brush that comes with it. These two things together are part of my everyday brow look. I just love this product. I wear the color taupe. It has become a really quick and easy way for me to do my brows every day. I think it's even a little bit quicker than a pencil, and so this is what I find myself reaching for most. Some days I'll just apply it really, really lightly for a very natural look if I just want to maybe do my brows and then add a little bit of mascara and a lip balm. And then for days when I want a heavier look like I have today, I'll take a little bit more time and really apply this a little bit more carefully. But this is a fantastic product, and anyone who asks me what I use on my brows, this is what I always recommend. I felt like when I first got it there was going to be quite a bit of a learning curve, but I was pleasantly surprised at how easy it really is to use. You apply it so well with this little brush and then just go through it with the spoolie, and it gives it a very natural look. So really easy to pick up and learn. And then finally, I have a new eyeliner favorite. This was something that I was a little bit cautiously optimistic about, but I was really looking forward to trying it. So this is the Makeup Forever Aqua Liner. This is in number 12, and I believe the color is called Matte Brown. Please don't quote me on that, but I will put all of the information down below. So my concern when I purchased this, let me back up. The reason why I purchased this was because I was having a problem with my L'Oreal Liner Intense. It was starting to pull off of my eyes. It just didn't have the staying powder that it had before, but I really liked the brownish black color. So I started looking on the Sephora site and I came across this Makeup Forever Aqua Liner. So it also comes in a matte color. I would not say, just for the record, that I think it's completely matte. I don't think it's got a shiny look to it, but I wouldn't say it's as matte as I had hoped it would be. But that being said, the formula is really great. It's really easy to apply. It does have a very liquidy consistency, but it does dry down well and it really does stay put all day. One of my major areas of concern was when I was curling my eyelashes. My eyelash curler, even if I cleaned it off every time I use it, it would pull off that L'Oreal Liner Intense, and it really drove me crazy. So this pleasantly, when I apply it and give it just a few minutes to dry, or a few seconds to dry I should say, I can go back in with my eyelash curler, curl my lashes, and it stays put. So I really love this product. Another concern for me that because it was waterproof, it was going to be really difficult to remove. That's not been the case. This removes just as easily as any of my other eye makeup with eye makeup remover. In fact, it removes a lot more easily than I would say any waterproof mascara that I've used. So it comes off pretty easily. It's actually almost like a little bit of a latexy type of texture. When you put your eye makeup remover on and it starts to come off, it almost peels off a little bit, and it does come off very cleanly and very easily. So if you're concerned about something like that, don't let that be. It is very easy to remove, just like any of your other makeup. All right, so now let's move on to some skincare and hair care favorites. Starting with my skincare favorites, I have 3 new products that I've just been crazy about this year, and one really surprised me. So the first one I want to talk to you about is the Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Lotion. This is the Sheer Hydration. This was a new product this year, and it has really, really wowed me. I am someone that is really particular and picky about body lotion. I don't want anything that feels greasy or heavy. I want to be able to put on my clothes quickly after I apply it, and I don't want to feel any greasiness on my skin throughout the day. This is fantastic if you are as picky as I am. This has a nice thinner texture to it, not watery, but it is thin. It sinks in quickly. It doesn't have any fragrance to it, and it just gives my skin the hydration that it needs without feeling too thick, and I don't notice it on my skin throughout the day. This says that it gives your skin a powdery feel within seconds. I don't think it's within seconds, but I do think it has a really nice dry down, and it's something that I really look forward to using. If you have very, very dry skin, this may not be enough for you, but if your skin is normal to just slightly dry like mine is, especially in the winter, I think that you'll really enjoy this. This is something that I will continue to repurchase. I think I just have a tiny bit left in here, but I've been so impressed by this year and really happy to have found that. Okay, another moisturizer that I've really fallen in love with is something that is a little bit more intense, but my skin on my face really needed it this year at times. So this is the CeraVe Moisturizing Cream. A little bit of this goes a long way, but as you may or may not be able to see, I am more than halfway through this jar. I've been using this stuff so frequently. I tend to really slather it on my skin at night. It just does such a nice job of hydrating my skin, so when I wake up the next day, I don't have any flakiness in the areas that I would typically dry out, which would be right around my mouth, sometimes around my eyebrows and underneath my eyes, and also the tip of my nose. Because of my allergies, I'm always blowing my nose, and that area gets so dried out. This is a really great product. I was really reluctant to use something like this because of my acne prone and combination skin, but I decided to go ahead and go for it. I'm really glad that I did. This has a very silky smooth texture, but again, it does sink in quickly. I would not say this would be something I would want to use during the day. I think it would be a little bit too heavy for me, but at night my skin just really drinks it up, and the next day I can wake up with really nicely hydrated skin, and it has not caused any breakouts. I just absolutely love it. I think this is a fantastic product, especially for the price. And then one final skincare product. This one is more recent to me. This is a recent purchase, but I have fallen in love with it pretty quickly. This is the Clinique Liquid Facial Soap in Mild. My skin has really started to break out the past couple of months, so I just wanted to make a lot of changes to my skincare routine, particularly my cleansing routine, and so I decided to give this a try. It's something I had sampled in the past and really enjoyed. So I decided that I wanted to use it more regularly, and I really, really like this. Again, it doesn't have any fragrance to it. It has a nice lather, but it does not dry out my skin, and it's just kept my skin very balanced and very happy lately. So I really, really like this, and I really can't recommend it enough. I've got some things here that I just feel like my skin's gotten a little bit more under control with these three products, and because they don't have any fragrance, it's not been irritating anyway, and kind of just helps keep my sensitive skin kind of calm and happy. All right, so now let's move on to some hair care favorites. This has been a really good year for hair care for me. I have found some things that I am just over the moon about, which really surprises me. I was someone that never felt like I could use any hairstyling products that work for me because my hair is so fine and thin. Everything weighed it down, and now this year that's all changed. So I've got two products I've been raving about this year, and they are very close contenders, but I am going to narrow it down to just one of them for you at the end of this segment, but let's just go ahead and start with them both. So the first one is the Alterna Caviar Clinical Daily Densifying Foam. I did a whole video review on this product, and I had just found this kind of on a whim through the Sephora sale early in the spring and just decided to go for it. It is a little bit pricier. It's not what I would typically spend for a hairstyling product, but it does last quite a while. I still have quite a bit of product left in here, and that is using it most days. Especially when I first got it, but this gives my hair a nice little bit of volume and texture. It doesn't weigh it down, it doesn't make it sticky. It just does everything that it said it was going to do, and so I've been really impressed with that because for me that's very hard to find. Now, having said all of that, I've got another product that is a very close contender, a very similar product that I love that is much less expensive. This is the Redken Guts number 10. This is also a volumizing spray foam. These two products are very similar in the way that they work, but this one is a little bit less expensive. I think this one gives you maybe a little bit more texture and oomph, but this one still does a great job for every day. I like this one a little bit more because of its price point and because I do think it's very effective. So if I had to just pick one of these, it would be really difficult, but I would probably go for the Redken simply because it still works really well and it's got a good price, but this is fantastic as well. So I didn't want to leave either one of these out because I just go back and forth between these two all the time. But when it comes down to it and I'm out of this one, I might just repurchase the Guts because I do think it's a great product. It just gives my fine hair a little bit of something, a little bit of traction, a little bit of volume without weighing it down, without being sticky, without being dry or crunchy or any of those things. So they're both just wonderful products and I would highly recommend them both. So give them both a try if you like. And it's like picky between children, I can't. I've just been so impressed with both of them, but well, maybe I can. I'm gonna go with that one. Okay, another hair product from the Redken line that I sort of came back to this year, so I can't say, I guess now that I'm thinking about it, I can't say it's entirely new, but it's not something I've used in quite a while, so we'll just go ahead and go with it. This is the Redken Quick Dry 18. This is a great hairspray, especially for something with a very fine mist, something you want to be able to work with. Maybe you want to tease your hair or you want to be able to spray it and brush through it. This is a really great product that is very humidity resistant. The fragrance doesn't bother me. It leaves my hair brushable, but still firm enough. I don't like the flexible hold hairsprays because I don't really think they do anything for my hair. So this is a little bit more. This does give me more hold, but it's also not so firm and sticky that I can't brush through it if I want to change my style. So really impressed with this. This is something I'm going to keep buying over and over now that I've rediscovered it. And then one final hair product is something that I would not want to be without now that I've found it. This is the Batiste Dry Shampoo. This is in the color Light and Blonde. This was a lifesaver when I was in between hair colorings and I couldn't get in. I didn't have time to go get my roots touched up, but I needed to lighten up that color a little bit. Also, it has the added benefit of keeping my oily scalp a little bit in check, and also gives my hair a little bit of texture and volume. So I've really relied on this these past few months. Really like it. I purchased it at Ulta, and so they do have other colors available. I know that there was a brunette version as well, and there's a couple other options. Or if you just want one that doesn't have any color to it, this is a really nice product, and it's very, very affordable. So that really stood out to me this year. My final category for beauty product favorites for 2015 is nails, and I've got 4 colors that were new to me this year that I just really love and knew had to be in my favorites for this video. So the first one I want to talk about was one that I know a lot of you really love. This got a really big reaction when I talked about it earlier this year. This is Revlon Extravagant. It's just such a pretty, happy, girly kind of color. I think every woman needs this color in her collection. I've worn this on my nails, and I've also worn this on my toes. I currently have it on my toes. This is a color that gets a lot of reaction from people. I get compliments on it when I wear it out, and you all had a lot of really nice things to say about it in the videos as well, and I just love it. I don't know, it's just so different than anything else that I have. It's got a little bit of a purpley pink to it. It does have a metallic sheen to it, and it's just a really pretty, happy color that people really seem to be drawn to. Alright, a couple more colors that I have here. One is the color that I'm wearing today, and for fall winter polishes, it is my standout. It is far and away my favorite. This is Essie Smokin' Hot. This is a beautiful smoky purple color. This is one that I purchased a couple months back, and I have worn this more than any other color this season. I've repolished my nails with this over and over again. I just absolutely love it. Everything about it to me screams fall and winter. It just is the quintessential color for this time of year. So I am so happy to have that, and I know that will be one of the first ones that I look forward to wearing next year as well. My final 2 nail polish picks for 2015 are a couple of neutrals. The first one definitely leans more nude. This is Essie Topless and Barefoot. Now this was not a new color to Essie. A lot of people have been loving this for a while, but it was new to me this year, and I just really love the tone of this polish. It complemented my skin tone really well, but I really like the fact that it is an opaque nude. It's not a sheer nude, so it gave me really good coverage, but I like that it just goes with just about everything, and it's appropriate for every occasion. So this is a nice addition to my collection. And then finally, a color that was a little bit different to me in the bottle, but just really worked on my nails, and something that I was just so in love with this year. This is also Essie. This is Hubby for Dessert. The shade of this is so different. It has a little hint of lavender to it, maybe a very, very soft lilac. I think this was part of their bridal collection, and I don't know, it's just such a beautiful, very feminine color, and it was something that I really, really loved this year and stood out to me so much. So I love Essie polishes. I think they do really nice colors that I always seem to be drawn to, but these were the ones that just really stood out to me this year. So this is a really nice addition to my collection as well. So that is it. Those are all of my most favorite beauty products for 2015. I thank you all so much for watching, and be on the lookout for the lifestyle favorites coming up next. I hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye.